Welcome to Calgary as we get you set for the Leafs and the Flames here tonight. A Calgary team that will be taking on a Toronto club minus their captain as Dion Phaneuf goes to the Ottawa Senators in a blockbuster 9-player trade. And Joe, we look at the trade and many talk about the salary dynamics and the trade and money going to Ottawa. But as far as the players are concerned, they're losing their captain, and that was a fairly glum dressing room we were able to talk to this morning.
Yeah, it's interesting because I know that the fans and a lot of outspoken critics have been on Dion for a while, and yet en masse in the dressing room, all of the players were very upset and realized what they had lost and what Dion meant to them and what Dion meant to this team as far as leadership and everything else. So it's a difficult situation, although when you heard last year with the rebuild and everything else and that the core had to be adjusted, there was really only one member off that core that was looked after, and that was Phil Kessel going to Pittsburgh. So this now really does change the dynamic in the room. It changes the core dramatically. It certainly frees up an awful lot of cap space, and it's going to give people like Morgan Riley and Jake Gardiner an opportunity to be a lot more active as far as the power play and certainly in their minutes as far as ice time is concerned.
Polak, Leo Komarov, and Matt Hunwick will be the assistant captains in tonight's game. The leadership dynamic is now going to be run via committee. It's going to be an interesting 31 games to the end of the season here, and it's going to be a challenge here tonight.
And I wouldn't look to next year to suggest that there's a captain amongst this group yet that would be anointed as far as the Toronto Maple Leafs are concerned. It's a very difficult situation, and I know Dion found it that way too. This year, the coach, Mike Babcock, was trying to shield him a little bit from the media, saying he doesn't have to answer every day, every question that's ever put to this team as the face of the franchise. So it will be interesting to see how management handles this going forward. There will be a lot of change, obviously, and maybe not done yet as far as the trade deadline is concerned. But I think that when you see what this team looks like at the beginning of next year, I'm not so sure there'll be a C on anybody's jersey.
None of the acquired players will be in the lineup here tonight. Jared Cowan will sit out. In fact, will not be here. In fact, will join the club in Edmonton, and the Leafs will install Martin Marincin. Hiller and Reimer, your starting goaltenders. The Leafs looking forward to this one, as Joe and I are as well. Joe and Jim will have the call on TSN 1050 Toronto. The game can be seen on Sportsnet Ontario, and our preview show, the Molson Canadian Leaf Nation preview show, set to begin at 8 with the game to begin at 9 o'clock. So long from Calgary.